Welcome back to the Plays with Cars YouTube channel. My name is Michael, and we are here at Portland International Raceway for the Speed Tour, which is a really awesome event that is actually a bunch of events, including the Hagerty Cars and Caffeine Car Show, which we've brought our Porsche 944 S2 project to. So we're going to take you through the whole event to see what it's like to spend a day at PIR doing the Speed Tour.
And see if you can see any kind of an increase in intake air temps, even though if you're not doing it.
And that's the Cars and Caffeine Car Show. A very little bit of it, but you kind of get the idea. Very eclectic mix, all sorts of cool stuff from Shelby Cobras to new Corvettes to Porsches galore. Really, really cool. Let's go check out the pits now and all the race cars that are here, because SVRA is doing vintage racing and the Pirelli Trans Am series is here. Let's go check it out. So that was some of the pits. There's some cars out on track. Let's go check them out. So that was one of the qualifying sessions for one of the SVRA vintage racing classes. And again, here today you've got the Pirelli Trans Am series of professional cars. They have a couple of feeder series that go with them and all the vintage cars. So it's a really cool eclectic mix of all the fun things. Now we're here at PIR. Speedtour goes all over the country, Lime Rock, places like that. I think Watkins Glen this year. But PIR, Portland International Raceway, is very unique because it's a city park. It actually used to be an entire town, and that town got wiped out in a flood in the 40s. It was called Vanport. And after the flood, they kind of didn't know what to do with it. Nobody was allowed to live here anymore, and they turned it into a city park. So there's a giant dog park, there's a golf course, and of course, there was racing. And the racing eventually got turned into a racetrack, and it's a really lovely facility. Lots of amateur sports going on here every single week. They've got drag racing on Wednesdays and Fridays and Saturdays. There's a motocross track on Thursdays. Beaches cruising all summer on Wednesdays. And then of course, you know, like SCCA Autocross, Porsche Club, things like that. And then they have great big events like this and the Rose Cup races, SCCA regional stuff. And then they have the big three. NASCAR comes here, IndyCar comes here, and starting this year in 2024, Formula E, which is really, really cool, especially here in Portland, you know, that we're a little bit more progressive. But because it is a city park, it is very picturesque. You can see all the trees and grass, and they do a really lovely job with it. And it's a big track that you can go walk around and look at the racing from different angles. And so we are on our way to the chicane right now. They don't always use the chicane, but they do in all the cool races. And what it is the front stretch, which is also the drag strip, there is a chicane in the middle of it. And that's where they really catch everybody out. IndyCar last year, 2 years ago, famously their very first lap, everybody kind of crashed into each other because they weren't really used to it yet. So it's a great spot to go watch. And yeah, let's go check it out. Now on our way, I'm going to show you just across the track. That is the infield paddock area, and Optima is doing their ultimate streetcar challenge over there with some really cool built autocross cars, all sorts of other racing as well, but this particular event is autocross. We'll go and check those out as well. So here's the front straight, and here is the chicane. You can see it's this super sharp 90-degree corner that then follows this little A shape back out. And yeah, it's an optional thing. Sometimes they run straight through here instead, but today's course has the chicane. Here we go. Well, that was super exciting, and we got one spin already. Obviously, you don't want to see the spins, but it's a very exciting spot on the track. But we are back over at the Hagerty Cars and Caffeine area because now we get to go on touring laps. So all of the show cars can go for a lap around PIR as part of the package. It's really cool. Those are the curbing.
Wow, that was good.
You're still filming, honey. Come on. And that was touring laps. So all the show cars that wanted to participate got to go out and make a couple laps PIR. As you saw, 35, 40 miles an hour, just driving speed, but it's still a lot of fun. We got to have the kiddos in the car with us, which is something super cool. That was their first time out on the big track. So it's a really great family event. Perfect for all ages. So yeah, we're gonna go check out some more stuff. It's lunch break right now, grab some food, and yeah, watch some more of the racing action, including the Optima Ultimate Street Car, which is going on in that infield that we showed you. And then of course, Trans Am has their actual race.
And once again, John Moore is your pole sitter. First time in XGT, third time competing in the Trans Am Western Championship. And with this, he's got a circle track background. So I'll take that as a recommendation. for our start. We're going to get those cars fired up in just a couple moments here. And again, it's John Moore of Loomis, California, the Central Welding Supply Ford Mustang, qualifying 0.7 of a second ahead of the second place qualifier, another XGT car, and that is Michelle. Ford Mustang, John Moore behind the wheel. His first XGT pole and only his third normal in the business Ford Mustang.
It's time for the feature race, the Pirelli Trans Am.
Green flag.
All right, we're actually back home in the garage. The camera got too hot dealing with all the race cars in the heat out there. But had a lot of fun watching the Trans Am race and the vintage cars racing from SVRA. Yeah, just a super wonderful time. But yeah, the other thing is I didn't want to film the outro with all the race cars going by and stuff. But during the award ceremony, during the Hagerty Cars and Caffeine, we won. Totally unexpected, really awesome. We got the Speedtour Spirit Award at Portland Raceway for 2024 with our Dragon Slayer. So for those of you that are just watching this and have never seen the channel before or anything about it, this is a 1989 Porsche 944 S2. My wife and I bought it from Danny Shields down in Tampa, Florida 3 years ago. And we bought it sight unseen. We're the third owners, and we flew down and drove it over to Daytona Beach, Florida, and then up to the Tail of the Dragon, did Tail of the Dragon 3 times, then went cross-country, Route 66, Black Canyon of the Gunnisons in Colorado, through Utah, the Columbia River Gorge, all the way to Long Beach, Washington. So we went from Atlantic Ocean to Pacific Ocean, and that was our honeymoon in this car. It's got 217,000 miles on it. It's original paint, original drivetrain. Yeah, we still do everything with it. We take it autocrossing and yeah, to car shows. It's done the Maryhill Loops tour with Audi Club and things like that. And yeah, they really loved the story, and they loved the great shape that the car is in, and that we brought the kids to the track, and they got to go ride touring laps around the track. It was their first time on the big track. So yeah, super love having this car, super love going to do things like this. Speedtour is really awesome. Even if we hadn't won it, it's really awesome. It's the third year I think that we've gone now. Super lot of fun. You should definitely go and check it out when there is a Speedtour near you. Like I said, they're all over the country. They got a few left this year. I'll put a link down in the description below so that it's easy to find. But yeah, super big thank you to Speedtour and PAR and to Hagerty for putting that on. We use Hagerty for our insurance. Not sponsored. We pay them money, but they treat us right. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, we go to all sorts of car events and do all sorts of car stuff. Definitely think about liking and subscribing and checking out some more of our videos on our main channel page. And until next time, just have fun with your cars.